afternoon. It's Thursday and today I'm dealing with my engine cases, namely the left one in driver's direction, and I have established that they are fine. I have established that there's no damage that I cannot live with. I have washed them, I have scraped them. There's a lot of time already invested in cleaning them. Theoretically, I would like to say that if you mount them the way they are, it's going to be fine. They will serve. The only thing that is still mounted to this case is this little ball bearing down here that I've been flushing out continuously with WD-40, and it continues to produce dirty soot. It's nice and soft, it runs nicely, but still there's dirt in it. So I keep flushing it every time I'm doing anything to it. So that means I have it in my hands. The last thing I will do per action is that I flush it with a little bit more WD-40 for the time being, because I don't want it to rust. I will go through there one more time with brake cleaner, or with carburetor cleaner, or with both, but that's it. Okay, so the only thing mounted is this little Walzenlager, whatever that is in another language other than German. So now we're talking about beautification. And the first thing I will do is use a couple of files just to deburr a bit more, since I'm going across this with plenty of sanding action afterwards. So whatever is severe or damaged, or is a cast mark that I could deal with, in no other sensible fashion, I will actually file. Just discovered something that might be some more crud. Now, where was I? What was I looking at? There. Yes. Nope, that is a casting fault. Ah, sorry. Itchy nose. There's always a fine line of drawing attention to a problem, making a worse problem, or making it better. I do not want to make a doctor title out of this thing here. That is something that I like to say. So I'm going to use a reasonable amount of effort to make a big difference. What am I going to do about my Cheetos? Sorry about that. Okay. Also has a little bit to do with access. Some places you can easily access, some much less so. Some things are easily done, some not so. So I'm acting here with measure. Would that be a good English word for that? A judged effort. Obviously these castings have lived alive, apologize. I do believe that this is some welding repair. I still haven't checked the alternative case. You could say, what is he doing? What's the point? Making too much effort. Yeah, that could be. But since I'm going over this with sandpaper anyway, I'm giving it a mild degree of finish. I might as well go the extra mile. So, I do believe that this is the filing that I want to do and the scraping. So, next step. That wasn't so bad, or? So, let's organize. 240. 400, 400, 600, 800, 600, unknown, so we're not using unknown at this point. All my lights are on. Camera is running. We're going to film until the battery is dead. Gives us about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So, we're starting on the right side. Organization is up. We're going to go back to all the places that I have filed. And the first thing I'm going to address the connecting surfaces. It's not so easy because the sandpaper, of course, likes to hook up. This is a treacherous situation for the paper. And as I said, I'm not going to make a doctor title out of this. I want to make this reasonably simple for myself. So there was this seat, and that's seat. So that's the side to the other one. So mind you, this is a 240, so this is doing quite something. I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm aiming for a reasonable amount of effort and the best possible improvement by doing so. I'm using a hard rubber block. I'm going over basically what is easily accessed or accessible. Is that better English? You tell me. And that is basically also the same time is the exposed edges, which are most likely to have some impact. To have had some impact. I'm sorry, English is not my native language, as you can tell. So, but I'm doing my best to make this available and enjoyable to the maximum size audience. I have benefited greatly from watching YouTube videos. This has given me the confidence of tackling jobs that I would have otherwise never been able to. I find YouTube has been really helpful for me to learn things and find out how to that things that I otherwise just wouldn't know. I find YouTube is extremely helpful. Go to 400, and I'm going to start with the crappiest of them, and I'm going to do first of all the block application. So I also need to remind myself that this is the side that we see, and that is the one that gets the extra effort. This is pretty useless when it comes to working on these flat surfaces because it's ripped too much. So I will right away retire this, and that is useless too. So I will now do the. I'm trying to keep this as dry as possible, this cardboard, because I mean, at the end of the day, this piece of cardboard will be no longer fit as a table, as what I'm using it for, as a table underlay to protect the table and make cleaning afterwards easier. Because what happens is, what happens is once the cardboard dries again, it buckles. It's no longer like that. There we go. This one is a whole lot more critical. Because it's a sealing surface. I'm just trying to catch things that are damaged and sticking up. I'm not trying to sand this down to look beautiful. That is not what I'm going for. So now what do I have? I'm now stopping with the 400 because what this does, it creates relatively deep scratches on the visible surface. I don't want that. You polish across a 400 sandpaper job. You will still see. Okay, now let's see what we do next. This is the first time that I'm actually getting to everywhere. So just like with the paint polishing, we are now on the top dirty surface, basically eliminating anything that would stand up and any dirt. There is absolutely no hope to get a nice polished surface, but we are going to create something that is a bit more smooth. We are getting rid of dirt and we will achieve a homogeneous color in surface. So that's what I'm aiming for. I have a couple of tools in mind, and I do have a polishing pad, so I'm going to try the actual polishing with autosol and with a polishing disc. If that fails, I will go on top of it with a copper, sorry, is that a brass? You know, these yellowish wire brushes that you can put into a rotating machine, like an angle grinder or a drill, and that should at least give us a homogeneous surface. I have watched what Allan Milliard is doing on his Honda SS50 housing, and unfortunately my wire brushes seem to be of inferior quality to what he's using, and I'm not able to buy anything different in Turkey as per where I am at the moment, and that means that the finish is not satisfactory to me. Yes, I know, you don't see much of it, but since I'm here anyway, and since I'm basically of the opinion that I will do my best, and I will make up a little bit of experience and knowledge by extra effort. I'm not afraid of making a bit too much effort. I will learn from this. I might not repeat this. That might be just the case, but we shall see. So you see, if I go across my whole engine with this amount of effort, I'll be falling asleep. But, excuse me, currently this is a test. And it's very apparent that this method will not give us a perfect result. That is totally obvious. But let's get a fresh 600 and use the block. Do a little bit more. Add some body weight. I'm afraid that this is as much as I want to do. At least we're talking one surface here of 4, or one side out of 4. So what was that? 600. So yeah. Let me get a paper so I can check what's happening on the phone. Still recording. Oh, maybe I'm completely off the picture the whole video again. Please don't complain. I apologize. I'm happy to apologize. Let me see. This is where I need to be. A bit more up there. So, there you go. Okay, now. Yeah, this is basically what I want to do. No more. And let's just continue. Go all the way around. Man, is that taxing. Not enjoying that. So today we're going to do one. Need to do something else. This is just hard. There should be a better method for that. Like even bead blasting or something. Anyone listening that is in Istanbul might like to help here. Okay, right. Now we're going on to 600, and this 600 will go in the bin afterwards. Here's the moment of truth. Can I detect a number here? Oh yes, there is a 7. So C70 E7. All right. And this is just a scratch. This is a nothing. It's not a 7. I apologize. Right, people, I guess this is what you're going to see. Somebody being very patient with his little engine housing and sanding it until the cows come home. One thing I like to mention though is that here I had some deposits of some chalk, and the second time round I used paint stripper and detergent, kitchen detergent, which actually took it off nicely. This is obviously here one of the worst areas. So let's go back to where we'll actually see. That's up here. Going into the hard to get to valleys of the shape. The crevices, would that be a better word for it? Please teach me some English, people, some relevant words for what I'm doing here. Okay, so the top surface, and we'll get one extra element of care. Oh, here's a part that I completely missed out so far. Okay. You need something like a hardish edge, squish down onto. Right, so the extra piece of care is that I'm now going to go across this one more time with my gloves still tight. I don't trust these gloves too much, so I'm gonna get some new ones instead. Looking pretty good, but not so here. Right. 600 can be put out of the way. This one we're finished with. Need some fresh gloves. Double check what you see. If I could get you closer, but I can't really. Okay. Okay, let's wipe this a little bit. So in case any of the 600 sand is still hanging around, okay, let's go for it. 600. There is limitations to this block. But there's limitations to my fingers as well. Right. Let's just say this was the block. Right, enough is enough. So what hasn't been hasn't been won't be. That should be a little better though. Right, so I'm going to go across the mating surface. And then we call this a day. wash. The polishing will not be done today. So not sure what I should do next. I'm really not sure. There's two options. I could either just go ahead now with the little rotating brush. It's probably the smart option, or I could try a polishing pad. I'm almost positive that that's nonsense. So yeah, let me wash this, and tomorrow we will apply on all the visible surface it's not copper, it's brass, the brass coated wire brush. Okay, thanks for being here. Please give me any suggestions if you know a better way, and for now, thanks for being here. Take care, bye bye. Please like and subscribe. And if you're not happy, then comment. Comment. Don't give me any dislikes, please.